This conference will now
terminology
be
1 class.
recorded.
And today we will be talking about some more terminologies. Of course, we'll be speaking a little bit about different terms. Okay, so can anyone repeat? What are the 3 new terms that we have seen that we have discussed in the yesterday's class?
Yes, sir. First one is operator ID.
Mm-hmm.
Second one, application. The third one is access group.
Okay, what is operator ID?
Sorry?
What is operator ID? What
It
is
is like
operator ID?
user ID. It is like user ID.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, it is like a user ID. Okay, what is access group?
Access group. Like suppose if we have more user IDs, for segregation of that we use access group. It's like access.
Is it more or different types?
Sorry,
Okay,
sir?
what are the access that we are talking about? What is the access that we are talking about?
It's like permission.
See, basically we are correct. So, for example, let's say if you and me are developers, what is the
Yes.
need for having different types of permission?
Yes, I suppose one will be like end user and the other one will be like developer. So
Yeah.
both can have same access. So for that segregation, for the segregation of that, we use access group.
Okay. So basically, in the real world, right? Normally in the real projects, there won't be any project which is having only one person. Okay, which is having only one set of people. That may be like only end users will not be there, only developers will not be there. Okay, within end users also there will be different types of people. That is like manager will be there. Low level managers will be there. Clerks will be there. So if you see, you might have seen in the bank, how many times a request, a withdrawal request, if it is 1 lakh, how many times it went to assistant manager? Obviously, every time it will go to assistant manager. If it is only 10,000, clerk can give. So if you see, basically, all of them are end users only. Am I right to say? In the bank,
Yes.
Yes.
in the bank, clerk, assistant manager, manager, what do you say, that group manager or journal manager, they say something. All these people are also called as end users only. But still, this fellow will have one access, this fellow will have a different set of access, this fellow will have different set of access, this fellow will have different set of access. So all these permissions, I will show you, I'll tell you how, where this permissions is properly configured. That also we'll be discussing. But yeah, all these people will be having their own role specific permissions. What do you mean by role specific permissions? Can you tell me an example? For example, from the above role specific permission, from the above example, what we have discussed here, what is a specific thing that only a manager can do?
If
What
it is a high
specific
value transaction, sir.
Absolutely right. So that means
Yes, sir.
if it is a high value transaction, only a manager can approve it.
Yes, sir.
If it is
Also,
a 5,000 transaction, clerk can approve. Yeah.
yes. Also, sir, regarding
Okay.
loans approval, only managers can approve, sir. Clerk can only take the request.
Correct. So if you see, basically, those are all role specific permissions. Every every application. See, banking is a simple example where we can really see how things works. But actually, even if it is passport also, how, all of you might have taken passport. Am I right to say? Am I right to say?
Yes, sir.
Correct. So why actually, see, you are paying 1,000 rupees, you are going to passport office, and inside passport office, they are doing all the verifications. Why they are not giving you passport immediately? They are taking
Sir.
like 1 week time or 2 weeks time, right?
Yes,
Why
sir.
they are taking that much of time?
It is sent for
Because
checks, sir. Checks and approvals.
correct, it is sent for checks and approvals. That means always in a real world, basically, generally this is something like which people say, in a real world there is a concept called as preparer. The person who prepares the application in a real world. Okay. Approver or approver or basically reviewer. Approver or reviewer basically is the final approving authority. Sometimes approver and reviewer can be same, no problem. Sometimes preparer and approver can be same. It's not a big problem. But most of the situations, 80% or 90% of the cases, it is going to be like this. Okay. This is where, a simple concept called as access group will help to manage these permissions. నచ్చలేదా? అంతొద్దు. Sorry guys, 1 minute. Okay, not bad. Finish. బాగా గుడ్ గర్ల్ తినేసే మొత్తం దగ్గర వాడు బిర్యానీ తెస్తాడు, ఆ తర్వాత తిన్నావు. Okay, so this is where access group will help to manage all these permissions. Okay, now see, in Pega basically there is one simple thing called as rule. Remember guys, rule. Generally, what do you think a rule means? What do you think a rule means in real world? What is rule? Hello?
So rule is any
Hello?
property or anything.
Of course, yeah. Basically, you are talking in terms of Pega, but actually I am asking in terms of real world. What is rule?
Policy, sir. Policy.
Policy, yes. So basically
Guidelines.
Set of instructions. Correct?
Yes.
A rule is nothing but set
Guidelines.
of instructions.
Yes,
See, you should always go on right side of the road. A rule. Okay? You should always stop at the red light. A rule. You should always go only when there is a green light. A rule. That is called as a rule. Okay. So in Pega also, the same rule concept is there. Basically, these rules will help to prepare, will help to develop, okay, specific rules, specific outcomes like UI screens, integrations, or backend logics, or maybe taking smart decisions, etc. So these are all, in the smallest component, basically is called as rule in Pega. Okay, basically what is a rule? A rule is set of configurations or rules కావాల్సిన మాత్రం డిఫీట్ లో పెట్టండి, which will help to develop specific outcomes like UI screens, integrations, taking smart decisions, etc. Okay, now I'll just simply go into Pega. Yesterday we have seen something like okay, what is this rule type, guys? What is this rule type?
Sir, it is data.
Anyone?
Data
Sir.
pick.
Okay, how you are confirming that?
Before the semicolon, it is there, sir.
Before semicolon, whatever that is there, that is the type of the rule. Okay, so basically I'm saying it as rule, but actually you are not seeing anywhere that it is called as a rule. Okay, I will show you something. If you go to actions and if you click a view XML, okay, so if you see whatever UI that you are seeing here, whatever simple UI, that means like whatever the UI that you are seeing in backend, Pega has created a XML version of it. See, Pega has created a XML version of it. Inside that, actually, if you see, if I search for rule, so many things, everything it is identifying itself as a rule, because for Pega, these are all the instructions. For Pega, these are all the instructions. Okay, but for a for a developer or an end user, this is a simple screen. See, Pega is a machine. You always consider Pega as a robot or an invisible robot. Okay, who need some instruction from you. Basically, how you are giving that instruction, you are selecting from the drop down. See, you are selecting something in the drop down, and the backend instruction will be changed to Pega. Of course, we don't really need to see, okay, I changed it here. What is the instruction that is changing? No, we don't need to see. When you install Pega, basically after that, for every rule, you go to actions and you click on view XML, you will be able to see the instructions that is prepared to Pega. Okay, so here actually the best part now, what the configurations, whatever that we are writing, Pega itself will write its own instructions. So in Pega, anything and everything going forward, anything and everything going forward, we will be calling it as a rule. Anything and everything going forward, we will be calling it as a rule. Okay, now tell me, what did you understand about rule?
Rule is a set of configurations, sir, which will
Set of configurations. Of
configuration.
course, actually here, yeah, basically here what we should not forget is a single rule can have multiple or maybe within a single rule, multiple combinations of configurations is possible. Any confusion with this statement? Within a single rule, within a single rule, multiple combinations of configurations is possible. Okay. So I'll show you a simple example. Okay. I'll show you a simple example, which will be very easy to understand. Okay. Now let me create a property. Okay. What do you mean by property? We did not discuss. So basically, in normal terms, we call something as field. What do you mean by this? Anyone? Field.
Field, sir.
Field
Values.
or field or
Element.
data type. So basically, what is this? What is this? All these are nothing but in normal terminologies, these are nothing but variables. Am I right to say? Am I right to say? Variables. What is variables? An example of it will be first name, last name, phone number. All of them are variables. Okay, all of them are variables. Every variable has every variable has its own data type. Every variable has its own data type. What would be the data type for first name? What would be the data type for the first name?
First name would be text only, sir.
Correct. What would be the data type for text? Sorry, phone number.
Text.
Text. Last name.
Last name text, sir. Number.
Okay. What number? Okay. Amount. What would be the possible one? Number slash decimal.
Decimal. Okay.
Number or decimal. Some people will use number or decimal. Okay. So now actually, if you see, all these are called as variables in regular terminology. That is like in Java, .NET, etc. These are called as variables. But in Pega, these are called as properties. Another new term of the day. Properties. Okay. What is a property now? What is a property?
Variable.
What is a property in Pega?
Is a variable.
Where property is nothing but is a variable in Pega. Okay. So now actually, for this property, we can create all sorts of properties in a single rule type. All sorts of properties using a single template or a single rule type. Okay, now I will show you. How many properties we have discussed? We have discussed about first name, last name, phone number, and email ID. So what I'll do, I'll just delete this fellow. So we will see 3 different properties, 3 different data types. Okay. 3 different properties, 3 different data types. Let's see. So here actually, if you see, right click. The more you practice, the more you will remember what I'm showing here. Right click, create data model property. Data model property. Okay. Okay, so here actually, if you see, I'm giving it as first name, create and open. Okay, of course, we'll be discussing about all these options, what I have selected here. So sample, create and open. So here actually, if you see property type, okay, don't confuse this with rule type. What is the rule type? What is the rule type here?
Rule type is property,
rule
sir.
type? Rule type is property. Within the property also further classification is there, that is property type. Now if you click on change, see single value, don't worry about these things. We'll discuss about them later. But actually now you see, we have text, we have date, we have date time, we have decimal, we have double, we have integer, we have password, we have text encrypted, we have time of the day, we have true false also. Okay, so if you see match to match, you think of any value, any UI screen, any UI field that you have filled any till date, maybe in your passport application, your college application, whatever it is. Tell me one thing which is not going to fit in this possible options. Tell me one, try to think of it. Date of birth, yeah, date. Of course, date of birth including time, yes. Amount, decimal. Okay. Phone numbers, email IDs, sorry, phone numbers, integer. Any other things, that means like email IDs, etc. Email IDs, names, all of them will go into text. So everything can be configured by using a single rule type called as property. Okay, now actually this is like first name sample, so I'll keep it as text. So I'll just simply save. Okay, now again right click, create data model property. Okay, so here actually what is our next property? Phone number.
Phone number, sir.
Phone number sample.
Text.
Okay, so phone number is an integer,
Text.
right? So you go there
Yes,
and you change. Okay, remember here one thing, one simple thing to remember. Before creating property itself, you have this option. Once you create it, there is no option at all. Okay, after you create, there is no option. You have to delete and create it again. If you want to change this property type, you have to delete and create it again. Okay, now let's go to the third one, that is like amount. So right click, create data model property. So here actually what is the third one? Property, amount, right?
amount.
Okay, create and open. I'm changing it to decimal. Yes.
Sir, what is that double, sir?
Double is, see, basically that is something which is there in the match notation itself. Decimal has some upper limit, that is like some 7 digits, seven characters limit or something. Double has 10 characters limit or 13 characters limit. So that is not something which is a Pega thing. We have to just see over a Google. So when you want to use double and this one, we'll so that's how it is. So yeah, I have one question. How many variables we created, or how many properties we have created?
3, sir.
3. Okay. So are they same or they are different?
Property.
Are they same or they are different?
We created
Maybe tell me in
name.
terms of data type. Maybe tell me in terms of property type, are they same or different? Or
Property
variable type?
type 2, okay, 3 are different, sir.
3 are different. Now tell me, did they use separate, different rule types for each property?
No, sir. All were property only.
All right. All were property only. So basically here, if you see, now go back to my statement. Within a single rule, multiple combinations of configurations is possible. My intention is, depending on the requirement, depending on the requirement, we will be using the same rule type. We will be using the same rule type, okay, to achieve different outcomes. What is the outcome that is different between these three properties? Property type is different, or a variable type is different. Or if you talk in terms of usability, or how we are going to use it, the type of value that we can store in that particular field is, we are deciding it here. Am I right to say? Can I store Kumar in amount?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, right? No, right? So basically, we are deciding what a property is meant for, what it can store inside it, what it can store inside it. Okay, so here actually, if you see, and one more thing, yeah, let me show you another rule type. Okay, create user interface section. Of course, this is something which we have shown in demo, but yeah, these are something basics which I will set all the times. UI sample. I told you that we are going to do drag and drops, so I have to show that okay, we'll be doing drag and drops. That is where actually I'm coming here. Okay, so now actually if you see, first name sample I created, I drag and drop. I will drag and drop. Where is the third one? Oh, I created amount, so I drag and drop. So no matter which type of UI I want, I will always be using a rule type called as section. Which type of UI I want, I'll be always using a rule type called as section. Of course, there are other UI rule types, but majority of the times I'll be always using section. So here now I have a question. Whenever you want to define fields, which rule type you will be using? Which rule type you will be using? Whenever you want to do something with screen format or screen UIs, etc., which rule type you will be using?
UI section, sir.
Section. Okay. Same way, we have actually, if you see, different types of rules. For configuring decisions, we have different types of rules. For configuring properties, we have different types of rules. And also we have so many other combinations also. For configuring flow charts, which we call as flows in Pega, we have flow rule. So we have so many options actually. So here actually, if you see, but in a general term, instead of saying that it is a section rule, instead of saying it as a property rule, instead of saying it as a flow rule, we will always call it as a rule. Okay. What is a rule? A rule is a set of instructions. Basically, set of configurations which will help to develop a specific outcomes like UI screens, integrations, take smart decisions, etc. So any confusion with my statements?
No,
Okay.
sir.
So
No, sir.
now I'm making the closing statement, that is like a rule. Of course, I'll be proceeding with the further topic, but actually to this topic, I'm making the closing statement, that is, rule is the smallest component in Pega. Okay, multiple rules will come together to achieve a outcome. Okay, can someone justify this particular statement? what did I do to create this section? What did I do to create this section? What did I do to create this section? Did I drag the other rule type into this one?
Yes, sir.
I dragged a property
sir.
into a section rule type. So now tell me whether my statement is correct or not.
Yes, sir. Correct.
Multiple rule types will come to achieve an outcome. What is the outcome that we achieved here? What is the outcome that we achieved here? A simple screen with 3 fields. A simple screen with 3 fields. Okay, so that is the simple thing that we should be very clear. See, individually, this field, this property is useless. Individually is useless. Individually, this particular section is useless. When multiple rule types come together, then only we can get specific outcomes. Then only we can get specific outcomes. Okay, any confusion with this one?
Sir,
Okay, so also we have already seen one example. Okay, yeah, please.
Sir, when we have already created properties, then why same thing we have to create in sections, sir?
No, we did not create. No, did I create here or did I drag and drop? Okay,
But
maybe
why
I'll
we
show you
need
something.
two
Okay,
places?
see here. See, not like what do you say, 2 places. It's like a reference. See here, inside section only, what it is still showing. Okay, let me put it in this way. Okay, how to put that one? It's not like, definitely it's not like duplicating what we are doing. It's like if you take a bike, handle, tires, tank, petrol, seat, light, whatever it is, all of them are different things. But when all of them come together, then only you are calling it as a bike, right?
Yes, sir.
Correct?
Yes.
Same way, basically you just consider property as a front tire, say UI screen as a back tire, but all of them are assembled.
Individual.
Basically,
Yes.
they are assembling. Yeah.
Yes.
Individually, they won't see. Individually, they are useless. Can you
Yes.
do something with a single tire? No, you can't do anything. Correct? Same way.
Yes.
You need the whole bike. Same way. Okay.
Okay.
So how you connect? What do you say? A tire to a bike? Probably bolts and screws, right? Here,
Yes,
actually,
sir.
what we are doing? We are using UI screens. We are using UI screens to drag and drops, configure, drop downs, etc. All those things. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So basically, this is a very simple thing, but actually many people will find it hard to get the difference. A rule is nothing but a smallest component in Pega. Smallest component. When I say smallest component, individually it is useless. Property individually is useless. Section individually is useless. You can't do anything with it. No use of it. But when we combine them, then you will be able to achieve the outcomes. Going forward, actually, we will be seeing a lot of such combinations. Already we have seen one such combination before even knowing this concept. What is that? See, operator is a rule type. Operator is a rule type. Inside operator, what I am configuring? Access group. Inside access group, what I am configuring? Application. So here actually, if you see, can I say operator ID is connected to access group, which is connected to an application? Can I say that?
Yes.
We
Yes,
are interlinking them.
Yes.
Okay. Because of these 3 interlinks, I am able to see, whenever I log in, I am coming and seeing GP005. You understand? So in Pega, most of the times, basically always one or more rule types should come together to achieve a outcome. See, individually, this property rule type is useless. See, okay, for example, you assume that, okay, this one is not there. What will I do? I'll create a property rule type. I'll write my title, my first name, last name, full name, position, phone number, email ID. What will I do? Does it give any outcome? No,
No.
right? Basically, the intention of creating this operator ID is he should be able to log into some application. How you are doing
Yes.
that? By using this access groups. Okay. Same way, access group, basically inside access group, actually, if you see, these are all we will come to these portals, personas, etc. But actually here, if you see, there is an application. Imagine an access group without application. Of course, you define, so what do you say? 20-30 permissions inside access group. What is the use of it? Where you are imposing those permissions? Understood?
On the app.
So basically, yeah, on the application, all the permissions, whatever that you are configuring here is imposed on this particular application. Clear? So multiple rule types has to come together to achieve a specific outcome. We should never, deviate or have confusion in this particular area. Okay, very important, because actually, how it looks, right? When I'm trying to teach in the upcoming sessions, what I will do is, from this section, for example, from here, actually, I'll double click on it, and I will be opening it like this, and immediately you'll be seeing a different screen. You should not confuse. You should not get confused. Hey, why Kumar is opening that one and why he is coming here? You should not get confused there. That is what actually I am trying to address today. Okay, hope I am able to address it. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so basically in Pega, multiple rules will come together. So actually, generally, yeah, that's all for the day. Generally, I take, including demo, 3 classes. So I'm very strict on this. So the batch will be finalized by tomorrow, I guess. So they will change this one, and tomorrow I'll be sharing the software to you guys, and also I'll be sharing installation instructions also. Okay. Tomorrow is Saturday, even though yes, there will be a class. Okay. Clear?
Oh, okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, then that's all. Less. Thank you so much. We'll catch up again tomorrow.
Thank you.
Bye. Yeah. Bye.
Thank you, sir.